Welcome back. It's Zion from Uke on Demand. We're reviewing you fingerstyle song lessons and tabs. So for this week, I made two versions of Brahms' Lullaby. One's super easy, and the second version, it's still easy, but it's a little bit harder. We're going to go over how to play the first version, the easy version here, but you can get the second version and all the tabs over at ukeondemand.com. So to begin, I'm going to start by picking the open E string twice. And immediately after those, you're going to move into a C5. And a C5 looks like this. You're going to have open G string, open C string, and ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E. And we're going to ignore the A string completely. You're just going to pick those top 3 strings. The next 3 notes are exactly the same. You're going to pick the open E string twice, and then pick a C5. Then, to finish out this bar, you're going to pick the open E string, and then the open G string. Move it. So that first bar would sound like this. Moving into bar 2 now, we're going to begin with a C chord. C chord looks like this. You're going to have open G string, open C, open E. You're going to have ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. You're going to strum the entire chord once. Then middle finger to the 2nd fret of the A. Lift off, hit open A. And now, now we're going to go into, it's almost a G7 chord, but instead of having your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the A, you're just going to have it off. So it will look like this. Open G string, 2nd fret of the C, index on the 1st fret of the E, and open A. You're going to strum that chord once. And then you're going to pick the open G string. And then lift your index finger off, pick the 2nd fret of the C and the open E. And then you can put the index finger back on the 1st fret, then you're going to pick them both together this time. So 2nd fret C, 1st fret E. 2nd fret C again. And then lift index finger off, pick 2nd fret of the C, and then open E. So bar 2 put together would go like this. And then immediately into bar 3, we're going to again pick you can put the index finger back on, and you're going to put the 2nd fret, pick the 2nd fret of the C, the 1st fret of E together. And then pick them separate. C first, then E. Now we get to go into a full G7 chord. So G7, in case you don't know, is open G string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C, index on the 1st fret of the E, and ring finger on the 2nd fret of the A. You're going to strum that chord once. Lift your ring finger off and pick open A. Then pick the open G string. And then put ring finger back on to the second fret of the A. Then we're going to go back into another C chord. And to finish out bar 3, we're going to just pick the C string, open C, twice. So bar 3, played in its entirety, would sound like this. And after that, we immediately go into an F chord. But it's not quite like your standard F chord. It's very similar though. So what you're going to do, get into your standard F chord shape. So it's going to be middle finger on the second fret of the G, open C string, index finger on the first fret of the E, and open A. And you also, this time, you're going to add your ring finger to the third fret of the C string. All right, you're going to strum this off all the way through once. Then leaving the chord there so the other strings can continue resonating, you're just going to lift off your ring finger and pick open A and then the first fret of the E, since you're still there from the F chord. Moving to the next measure, you're going to start with a C5. Then lift off all fingers off the fretboard and pick the open E string followed by the open C string. Then put your index finger and back on the first fret of the E and your middle finger back on the second fret of the C. You're going to pick those together. Ring finger comes to the third fret of the E, and you can pick that once. And then pick open A. So that measure played together would sound like this. Okay, into the fifth bar now. We're going to play C5 again. Then we're going to pick the open C string twice. And then we're going to go back into that F chord that we did just a second ago. So again, middle finger on the second fret, open C, index on the first fret of the E, and ring finger on the third fret of the A. You're going to strum that once. Lift ring finger off, pick open A, followed by the first fret of E. Into a C5. And then lift fingers off, pick open E, followed by open C. Moving into the final bar of the song. Oh, and that part would go like this. Now going into the final bar of the song, you're going to again start out with your index finger on the first fret of the E and middle finger on the second fret of the C string. Pick those two together. Lift index finger off, pick open E. Then since your middle finger's still there, go ahead and pick the 2nd fret of the C string. And then pick open C. So those last 2 measures would sound like this. That's how to play an easy arrangement of Brahms' Lullaby on the ukulele. To get the 2nd version and all the tabs, head over to ukeondemand.com. And make sure to subscribe below so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming fingerstyle tutorials. We'll see you next time.